Imagine sitting in a courtroom where nothing seems to make sense. That's exactly what happens when Mr. Durham, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen, takes the stand. Facing charges for driving without a license and disorderly conduct, he refuses to recognize the court's authority. Right from the start, he insists that the Constitution and Supreme Court don't apply here and demands to know whether the court operates under common law or admiralty law. Things get even more confusing when he denies pleading guilty, claiming instead that he pleaded to nothing. He repeatedly demands subrogation, a legal concept that has no place in a criminal case, leaving the judge clearly frustrated. But Mr. Durham doesn't stop there. He insists on seeing the judge's bond and oath of office, questioning every part of the system, and even calls for a jury of 6 American state nationals, claiming that's his right. Despite his protests, the judge stays calm, sets a fine, schedules a pre-trial, and moves forward with a jury trial. Even when muted at the end, Mr. Durham continues to object, showing just how determined he is to challenge the system, though most viewers can't help but see the situation as utterly chaotic. This courtroom clash is equal parts bewildering and viral-worthy, a true example of what happens when someone tries to bend the law in ways that just don't exist.
Walking, talking, driving, eating, smoking. When your name is called, please give your full and undivided attention to the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning. This is the People versus Carlos Durham. Ticket number 20397-842. Count 1, drove by license not valid or improper license. Ticket number SP115463. Count 1, drove by license not valid or improper license. And it looks like we're here for a review on ticket number U40128517. The conviction is disorderly conduct. Good morning. Please say your name for the record.
I'm here, Your Honor. My name is Carlos. My name is Carlos of the Durham family, and I'm here as executor of the estate named in this matter and beneficiary. And I appoint you, the judge, as trustee to dismiss this matter.
You can't appoint me as a trustee. I'm not the trustee on this matter. I'm the judge of this matter. And we're not dealing with any beneficiaries or any of that. You're dealing with a defendant. And it's my understanding that you are Carlos Durham and you're the defendant in this matter.
Do I have a right to subrogation? Does the prosecutor give me the right to subrogation? Do I have a right to subrogation?
I don't even know what that is. What's subrogation?
I require subrogation.
What is that?
You don't know what subrogation is, Your Honor?
I don't.
Okay. Are these proceedings being recorded?
They are.
Is your bond and oath of office valid, current, up to date, and still in effect?
I'm an active member of the bar.
For the record, please present your bond and oath of office to the court. The prosecution bonded for this matter.
The prosecutor is not present right now, Mr. Durham, but I don't have to do that. So I'm here. I'm here at special appearance, and I'm here for the purposes of demurrer. All rights reserved under my full God-given name, Carlos Lorenzo Durham, as indicated by this birth certificate. Mr.
Right
Durham,
here.
Mr. Durham,
I am also the sole beneficiary for this legal entity.
Mr. Durham, everything that you're stating does not apply to this court, sir.
So the Supreme Court and the Constitution doesn't apply to this court? What jurisdiction is this court operating under? Common law or admiralty jurisdiction? Because those are the only two jurisdictions that's mentioned in the Constitution. Which jurisdiction is this court operating under?
Either. We're operating under state law. And the
so it's operating under statutory? Is it operating under statutory jurisdiction, Judge? Because if it is, I need to know the rules and procedures for statutory so I can defend myself. Could you tell me where I can find a copy of that?
Mr. Durham, we're operating under the law of the city. These are city ordinances and these are misdemeanors.
Those are not laws, ma'am. I'm American State
Mr. Durham, these are your options today. This is, one is already set for a review because it looks like you already made admissions. It looks like you pled guilty to one charge.
I didn't plead guilty to nothing. I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am. I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am. A judge was operating.
Mr. Durham,
I didn't plead guilty to nothing, ma'am.
Mr. Durham, how this can work, we both can't talk at the same time. So you need to be respectful and let me say what I need to say. I've let you say what you needed to say. So you need to let the court speak now. So you've already pled guilty, sir, in 2017. Or no, your plea date actually was October 4th, it looks like. And you were charged with offer to engage the services of another for an act of prostitution. It was amended to disorderly conduct. And so we're here for a review on that matter. We have 2 charges of drove while license not valid or improper license. The offense date is October 18, 2020. And then there's another drove while license not valid or improper license charge with the offense date of January 14, 2021. Now, today, you can either set these for, they're already set for a pretrial. So you can set this for a trial, which it could be a bench trial, where the court, meaning the judge, myself, would decide if you're guilty or not of these offenses, or you can set it for a jury trial. Those are your options, sir.
So my option today is not to challenge jurisdiction, because when jurisdiction is challenged, everything must stop and jurisdiction must be presented. You must prove your jurisdiction. It right now. Everything must stop and you must prove your jurisdiction right now.
You're incorrect, sir. I don't have
Ma'am, I'm incorrect. Your oath of office says you're supposed to uphold the Constitution and all laws pursuant. The Constitution says I have rights, and you're not giving me, you're violating my rights by not telling me what jurisdiction we're operating under. Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
I'm not violating your rights, Mr. Durham.
Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
I don't have to prove my jurisdiction.
So yes, you do, because jurisdiction, when it asks to be proven, must be proven. If you're exerting authority over me, you must prove your authority. Prove your jurisdiction, ma'am.
Mr. Durham, what we'll do is we'll set this for a jury trial. And so I
want a jury of my peers. I'm an American state national, so I get 6 American state nationals as my jury. I need the prosecution to send me my right to subrogation in writing. I need your oath of office and your bonding information so I can make sure you are who you say you are and who you claim to be and what your duties and responsibilities are. All public officials must be bonded. I need all of y'all for full disclosure. Am I getting full disclosure right now, ma'am? I need full disclosure before I can make any decisions.
I've told you all that. So
no, you did not tell me all that. I need the name and the address of your bonding company and your policy number to make sure your oath of office is current. I need all of that.
That doesn't apply here, Mr. Durham.
Really now? The law doesn't apply to you. You're above the law is what you're saying.
So I'm going to set this for a jury trial, sir. What I'll do is, do you want to retain your own attorney or are you going to represent yourself?
Ma'am, I'm only here for the one purpose of subrogation. Nobody has given me nothing what I asked for, but you keep trying to force yourself on me.
I'm not forcing anything. You're here for something that doesn't apply to this court, Mr. Durham. If you're here for
so why don't you dismiss the case? Because I was not driving, I was traveling, ma'am.
As a defendant. You're not here as a
No, I'm not here as a defendant, ma'am.
Beneficiary.
I'm here as a beneficiary, ma'am.
You cannot come here and tell me how it's going to work. That is not how it goes.
So I need full disclosure. Am I getting full disclosure?
Absolutely.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What jurisdiction is this court operating under? Common law or admiralty jurisdiction? Which jurisdiction is this court operating under? Statutory jurisdiction?
The jurisdiction of the city of Detroit.
Is that statutory? Is that statutory? Because the city of Detroit don't get to overrule the Supreme Court or the Constitution. And it says if it tries to do that, everything you do is null and void. The Constitution overrules the law of the land, and that's what I'm under.
In order to be heard by the Supreme Court, Mr. Durham, you have to first go through the district court. And
No, ma'am, that's not true. That's not true, ma'am.
Agree with it, then you can appeal it. But as of now,
I asked to see the lawyer's bond. I asked to see the attorney's bond. I asked to see the contract you have, so I can.
Do you want to retain your own counsel, Mr. Durham? He's muted. We'll just, yeah, it just looks like that you're supposed to pay the fine of $50. So we'll just have you pay that on the next day, by the next time you come back, which will be January 17th. So you need to pay the $50 by January 17th at 8:35, which is your next court date. And then your jury trial date is February 7th at 1:35. All right, so you are all set, Mr. Durham.
Mr. Durham is saying something, but he's still muted.
Mr. Durham, you are muted, sir. I don't know if you know how to unmute yourself. It's the bottom left-hand corner. You got your jury trial date, and then you have your pre-trial date, the final pre-trial.
Okay, when is the prosecution going to send me all the evidence, including the witness, the damaged property, and the injured party's name? I need to know everybody involved. I need all this information.
Of course you do. Mr. Durham, what that is called discovery. And you have to do a request in writing.
Ma'am, I'm not part of y'all society. I don't have to follow those rules and regulations because you can't tell me where to find the rules and regulations for statutory jurisdiction. Where can I find a copy of the rules and procedures for statutory jurisdiction? Because that's what you're operating under, statutory law, right? A statutory jurisdiction. Where can I find the rules for that? Can you tell me where I can get a copy?
You have your request in writing for discovery, okay, sir? And she should be able to give you the police reports or whatever she has. She can email it to you so that you can prepare for trial.
Are you going to give me your oath of office and bonding information? That's including the name, address, and policy number of your bond? Are you going to give me that?
I don't even know what all of that is.
Your public officials surety bond, just in case you violate my rights. All public officials must be bonded. You don't know what a bond is?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna write the treasurer, and they're gonna tell me the name of your bonding company. I'm gonna write the treasurer
myself. So I'm giving.
So you're not bonded. So you're not bonded, is what you're saying.
I've given you all the information that you need.
Okay.
This hearing, so you are all set, Mr. Durham. Unless you had other questions, you are all set, sir.
Yeah, I do have questions, but you won't answer them. You won't answer none of my questions. Are you operating under a statutory jurisdiction, a common law jurisdiction, or admiralty jurisdiction?
This matter is concluded, so you're all set.
Oh, so okay, I understand now. The bully tactic. Don't nobody want to answer questions, but they want me to comply with. I don't understand that. How am I supposed to have compelled performance if y'all don't want to answer no questions?
You won't believe what happens in this courtroom. Meet Mr. Durham, a man who refuses to play by the rules, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen facing charges for driving without a license and disorderly conduct. From the very start, he challenges the authority of the court. He questions everything, the Constitution, the Supreme Court, even the very foundation of how this courtroom operates. He demands to know whether it functions under common law or admiralty law, as if that somehow changes the charges against him. Mr. Durham's approach is relentless. He refuses to acknowledge the charges against him. When the judge mentions a guilty plea, he counters immediately, insisting that he pleaded to nothing. He keeps repeating it, as if saying it louder will make it true. He insists on his so-called right to subrogation, a legal term typically reserved for civil cases, not criminal hearings, leaving everyone in the room confused. The judge patiently explains that this concept doesn't apply here, but Mr. Durham doesn't relent. He presses on, as if each question is a way to assert some imagined legal power over the proceedings. His next move is equally audacious. Mr. Durham demands to see the judge's bond and oath of office, asserting that every public official must be fully bonded. He insists that transparency in these documents is non-negotiable, as though without them, the entire courtroom loses legitimacy. He identifies himself as an American state national, and requests a jury made entirely of people who share that same status. His arguments are a mix of legal jargon, personal interpretation, and sheer defiance, and he delivers them with a confidence that is equal parts shocking and baffling. Throughout the hearing, the courtroom's atmosphere is tense. The judge remains calm, repeatedly trying to explain the limits of the law and the courtroom's jurisdiction. But Mr. Durham interrupts, argues, and challenges every point. His persistence creates a bizarre cycle. He asks for something, the judge explains why it isn't possible, and he refuses to accept it, circling back to the same points with even more insistence. The hearing turns into a surreal exchange where logic and legal procedure clash head-on with Mr. Durham's personal beliefs about law and sovereignty. Even as the hearing continues, Mr. Durham doesn't pause. He questions every official, every rule, every procedure. He believes that by demanding proof, challenging the judge, and invoking obscure legal concepts, he can gain some advantage or perhaps expose a flaw in the system. For viewer, it's difficult not to marvel at both his confidence and the sheer disconnect from reality. Each moment is a lesson in how determined some people can be to challenge authority, even when it makes no legal sense. Eventually, the judge moves forward despite the disruptions. Fines are set, pre-trial dates are scheduled, and a jury trial is announced, all while Mr. Durham continues to object and question every decision. Even when muted towards the end, his voice of protest continues, a symbol of his unyielding, if misguided, determination. The courtroom exchanges reveal more than just a man arguing with a judge. They highlight the strange and sometimes surreal world of sovereign citizen ideology. Mr. Durham's insistence on bonds, subrogation, and special juries shows a deep belief in alternative legal systems, even when those beliefs clash entirely with reality. For the average viewer, it's both frustrating and fascinating. Watching this, you can't help but be drawn into the chaotic energy of someone so convinced of their own interpretation of the law that nothing else seems to matter. This hearing, extended over hours, is a masterclass in courtroom chaos. It's a back and forth that tests the patience of the court and the limits of Zoom hearings. You see the judge's restraint, the interruptions, the demands, the legal misinterpretations, all creating a spectacle that feels almost surreal. Mr. Durham's behavior is not just unusual, it's a complete rejection of the system, and yet, he participates fully in it, arguing his point with conviction. By the end, you realize that this is not just a legal hearing. It's a clash of two worlds, one grounded in law, procedure, and authority, and another built on personal belief, mistrust, and unorthodox legal theories. Mr. Durham challenges everything the court represents, forcing viewer to question what happens when someone refuses to accept legal reality. Even for those familiar with legal proceedings, this hearing is extraordinary. The repeated claims, the challenges to jurisdiction, the refusal to recognize charges, and the persistent demands for proof create a narrative that is hard to follow but impossible to look away from. It's tense, confusing, and sometimes almost comical, but the stakes are real. Fines, Pre-trials, and future jury trials all hang in the balance, yet the courtroom feels like a theater where the rules of law are constantly tested. Ultimately, this video serves as a window into a world where confidence and conviction collide with legal reality. Mr. Durham's unwavering stance, his refusal to conform, and his constant questioning make this hearing unforgettable. Every demand, every denial, every insistence on alternative legal concepts adds another layer to a courtroom drama that is as chaotic as it is fascinating.